What is up, guys? So today what I want to do is talk a little bit about this kind of in-game mechanism that I think might be underutilized among the MSL population. Also, I think some people, especially new players, might not be familiar with this mechanism. So I think if you started playing Monster Super League, one of the first things you need to learn how to do is you need to learn how to slime. And this is not a sliming video, but it's very similar. So sliming is very important, and I have not made a sliming video because I think there are enough of them out there to kind of get new players introduced into that mechanism. But what I want to talk today about is something that I think a lot of people kind of just disregard a little bit. I could be wrong, and some people people might know about this and they might use it, but I think it is easy to disregard because it's kind of been generally thought of as like a useless side piece or a useless mechanism that is in this game, especially if you are an older player and if you've been playing for a long time. But then if you're a newer player, you might not even know that this is a thing, and it's something that you might want to do. So what that mechanism is fruits. So the reason why fruits tend to be thought of as being useless is because it's generally a waste of gold. So we do a lot of farming in Monster Super League. So you either farm golems, or you farm story mode, or you farm for your evolution stones, the star stones and the colored ones. Now, when you farm, especially now that there are a lot more reasons to farm story mode, you naturally gain XP, and most of us, the most efficient way to farm, if your times allow, is going to be in extreme mode. And that is because at this point in the game, you earn dragon sigils, you earn super evolution materials. So there's a reason why 433 has put this incentive for us to stay in story mode into the game, and that's because they kind of want to keep the more established players out of golems, so that they keep our gold gain down and they keep our sliming down. But that's not the point of the video. The point is that we have these natural incentives to earn XP, and so that means fruit really is not a big deal. If you're actually paying money to feed fruit, then it's really just a waste of gold, because you can very easily kind of have your monster run story mode and they'll grow quick enough, and that gold is better used toward sliming in the future, and earning gold and sigils and evo materials with kind of your energy regeneration. So that's a thing. But there is a reason why you might want to take another look at fruits and actually use them. Now, you do only want to use them under certain circumstances, and I'm going to talk about that as well. So there is a mechanism in the game very similar to sliming, and that is where if you feed a certain number of fruits, you will actually gain a reward for that. I think it's like a mission reward. And what you have to do is, I think you feed like 500 fruits, and then they'll give you some gold for that. Now, under normal circumstances, it probably would not be worth it. But one thing 433 added in over the course of I think maybe a few patches, but they added into the game a long time ago. And I think it was an incentive for us to use fruits, because there is a cap on fruits similar to the cap on your monsters. And if you reach that cap, it will interrupt it will be a problem when you try to go in and run. If your fruits are too full, you'll get a notification saying that your fruit box is too full and something or other. So because that was an issue, I think 433 added these mechanisms into the game to incentivize us to use fruits. Now, so you know what you want to do, but in using fruits, what you want to do is you want to actually wait for the free day. So as you know, when you farm, when you're going to evolve your monster, you have to earn their kind of colored stones, not just the star stones. And you have to do that generally you do that during the day of the week where that color stone kind of falls, unless it's an RGB, and you can do that on the weekend. But those color days also correspond to the free days for your fruit. And on the weekend, just like you can kind of get all 3 of the RGB colored stones, you can also just feed the normal fruits to your monsters. And now that only applies to the low fruits, but it is an incentive to use the fruits and to gain gold at the same time. So as long as you feed your fruit on a free day, and you do 500 of them, then you only have a net gain. There's no cost at all to feeding your monsters with fruits. So as you can see with here, I was lucky enough to get a light Hannah a little while back. It's been a while since I actually had a good light dark egg, but this was a fairly nice pull. And so I'm raising her now, and as you can see, I'm just feeding her with my fruits, and I just feed her 500 times. So that was another mechanism they changed in the game as well. We used to only be able to kind of batch 10 fruits at a time, which made feeding 500, especially when we had like thousands of fruits, or I don't remember the number, but it was a lot of fruit. It made feeding the fruits pretty annoying. But since they extended the batching to 100 fruits, it's a lot easier. So now all you have to do is just click the checkbox and feed about 5 of them, and your quest completes. Now, just like with sliming, what you want to do is you want to make sure you claim the quest before you go and feed fruit again. Otherwise you're kind of just wasting it. So yeah, guys, just a quick tip. I think maybe a little no mechanisms. I think there's a lot of Easter eggs in this game because there's very little documentation. But yeah, so I hope that gave you guys some ideas of what to do with fruits and earn a little bit of gold on the side. And if you like the video, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to my channel, then subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.